Hi everyone, and we are back. But today is going to be a longer training than my 10-minute daily gratitude practices. I'm going to give it a minute and let everyone trickle in. Right now I'm just jamming out. I actually have a manifestation music playlist on my Spotify that I like to listen to when I want to get in a good mood, when I'm ready to manifest things. So right now I'm jamming out to that playlist. Hey Allie, how's it going? So while everybody is trickling in, hey Kenya, I want to know what's like the number one thing that you want to manifest into your life. Hi Gita, how's it going? So drop in the comments below and let me know what you guys are working on manifesting. Hey Nikki. Today's going to be a really fun training. I'm going to break down the law of attraction best practices. What is the law of attraction? Does it even work? Who uses it? Happiness, that's such a great thing, right? Like with happiness, everything comes into our lives and we attract even more when we're happy. What are questions that you guys have about the law of attraction? Let me know so I can help answer those too, and I'll be answering those questions throughout the training today. So let's see what's on my playlist. Next. Oh, I'm so sorry, Emma. So Emma said she broke up with her boyfriend of 3 years and she thinks it was the best thing that we done. Well, it sounds like it was a mutual agreement. Was it something that you guys just decided that you were better off as friends or grown apart? How do I figure out what I truly want? So these are really great questions. My manifestations are going to come so effortlessly. Yes, they are. And when you have faith that they're going to come, then you don't have that anxious energy or desperate energy pushing your blessings away. So, Allie, I'm really going to get into that, but one thing that I want to ask you is, what have you experienced in your life that you like? What have you done in your life that you want to experience again? And what are some things that you've experienced in your life that you realize you didn't have a good time or you don't ever want to experience that again? That's how you can already start to narrow down what is it that you truly want. Well, Emma, that's a really, really mature decision. So she said they were still friends and they felt like it was time to grow separately. That is such a mature way to handle relationships and breakups. So I'm really proud of you for that. Kenya said, why is it so easy for me to manifest bad things, but so hard to manifest good things? Ooh, that's also a really great question. So part of that has to deal with tapping into your subconscious beliefs. And I'll go into that. So let's go ahead and get started with the training. But before we get started, let me pause this music. I actually ended up pulling a card for you guys. And if you are watching this or you're watching the replay, I know that this is meant for you because I really pulled with the intention to have the message for the collective good. So this card was actually pulled reverse. This is my energy oracle card deck. And when it's pulled reversed, that means you may find that your creativity is being blocked. If this is the case, you might need to take more risk and open up to new and different ideas. Go inward to find the feelings that may be causing this blockage. Call upon Ariel to help you release those old fears and self-limitations. Affirm that you are open to Spirit's love and creative inspiration. This card reverse can also signal problems with intimacy of all kinds and issues of sexual intimacy in particular. Visualize Ariel spinning a beautiful light in your second chakra, calming and healing in the energy there. Know that the real closeness can be both safe and comfortable for you and that you deserve a depth of sharing in your relationships. So imagine this picture right here and imagine Archangel Ariel just coming into your life and spinning this gold, beautiful light. And say this affirmation: my second chakra is open to its perfect healthy state. I am creative and self-nurturing, more and more comfortable with the gentle waves of intimacy coming my way. So what that means is anybody on this live or that is watching the replay, are you feeling this urge to be creative? I know, Emma, that you're definitely feeling creative because you talked about how you want to get into acting. Or is there anyone here that feels like they're ready for a relationship, or maybe they're even fighting in their relationships and they feel like that intimacy is being blocked? Well, if you're experiencing any of those challenges, then call on Archangel Ariel. So Allie, call on Archangel Ariel and imagine her spinning this yellow creative light around you. And that's how it's going to open your second sacral chakra of creativity, of intimacy, of expression. So finding my creative outlet, somewhat like a passion. Okay, perfect. So let's get into the law of attraction. And you can use the law of attraction, Allie, to bring ideas to you. It's crazy because one of the reasons why you broke up is intimacy. Oh, yes. So I would, Emma, if I were you too, I would pray on Archangel Ariel and be like, please help me heal these layers that are blocking me from experiencing and attracting intimate relationships in my life. Hey, Caitlin, thanks for joining. So what is the law of attraction? Well, the law of attraction really has changed my life tremendously. And the biggest reason why is because when you believe in the law of attraction, you believe that you can go after any goal that you set your mind to, because you have the law of attraction working in your favor. So the law of attraction is the idea, and it's actually a law. It's like the law of gravity. So it works whether you understand it or not. And once I found that out, I was like, well, it would be better for me to understand how it works so I can get the benefit from it. Electricity always existed in our lives, but it wasn't until Thomas Edison knew how to harness the powers of electricity that he was able to create the thing like the light bulb, and we were able to harness the power of it and use it to our benefit. So this training is really going to help you harness the power of the law of attraction and use it in a conscious way so you can create your life. It is the law that what you think, you will attract to you. And like attracts like. So whether you are vibrating negative thoughts or thinking negative thoughts, things that are matching that negative frequency, that same level of frequency, will come into your life. Same with when you're thinking positive thoughts and vibrating off that positive frequency, the same experiences on that wavelength, on that frequency, on that positive vibration will come to you. Now, when I first heard this, I was actually going through a breakup myself, and I was like, oh my gosh, so are you telling me I attracted this breakup in my life? And it wasn't as smooth as it sounds like Emma's breakup is going. It was not a happy one. I was really sad. I was crying. It was like this breakup of over 2 years. But when I thought about the law of attraction, I was like, how did I attract this breakup into my life? Hi, Serena. So the thing is, I don't want you to think because you're attracting negative things. And I think someone asked, okay, so Kenya, you asked, why is it easy for you to attract the bad things? So you're not a bad person if you're attracting bad things into your life. I want you to understand that. I don't want you to punish yourself if you feel like you've been attracting bad things or hard things are happening. What that is telling you, your life and the universe is trying to tell you, what negative beliefs are you still holding on to? Anything that you attract into your life is just because it's something that you believe. So what's a belief? And are you guys following along with me? Let me know if I'm just, if this isn't sticking with you. I want to make sure that I explain this to you in a way that you really understand so you can walk away from this training feeling powerful. Hello. Okay, I will take a look at this. Look at your DM when this is over. So Emma said, for me, I definitely think it was going to happen anyways, and it was the perfect time. I also think it's part of the bridge of the incident that it happened now. Okay, so you felt like this was happening and you trusted your intuition. Yes, the universe definitely made place for you. Exactly. Absolutely. I'm so glad this is sticking with you guys, Allie. So let's go back to anything that you're attracting into your life, whether it's good or bad, isn't because you're a better person, right? Like there are really good people that are broke, but then there are really evil people that are rich, right? And everything is relative because what they believe is a really quote unquote like bad person that's really rich. The universe doesn't look at you and say, okay, yeah, you're deserving, I'm going to give you money. The universe just says, hey, you believe that you can attract money into your life. You believe that you should be wealthy. I'm going to give this money to you, versus someone that could be really good. Someone might think that, oh, money's bad. Money's only for evil people. Money's not for me. So they're not going to attract them to them. So the universe isn't playing you're good or you're bad. The universe is just literally giving you what you believe. Hi, Sherry. So why is that important? Well, a lot of us don't take the time to actually stop and think about, what do we really believe? Think about your life right now. There are parts of your life that everything in your life actually you created, whether you want to own up to it or not. But I suggest that you take full responsibility of everything that you created in your life, all the good and all the bad. Because when you take back the responsibility, you take back your power. You say, hey, if I can create the good, then I can create more good. And if I created the bad, well, then I better learn how to stop creating that bad. So it takes you out of this victim mentality, or this mentality of I just got lucky. When you realize you are the core creator of your reality, now you have the confidence and you have the awareness that everything is in your control, and you can control everything that's happening to your life with also the help of the universe. And I'll get into that too. We do want to surrender to part of the universe's plan, because we only know what we know from our level of experience and our conscious thought. So sometimes we want to surrender to the universe's greater plan, because the universe can see so much more than we can see. So why would we limit ourselves to new miracles or greater blessings? So let's see. Serena says, spot on. Universe doesn't have it. Exactly. It doesn't. It's not Santa Claus. It really isn't. The universe is like, if anyone ever watched like Fairly Odd Parents, like, when Timmy Turner just asked for what he wanted, like that's what the universe gives you. Just gives you whatever you want. Emma, once I got introduced to LOA, it's like the filter came off of my eyes and I realized, yes, exactly. You took off that rose-colored glasses and you were able to see clearly. Sherry said perception, exactly. So what are the beliefs? I want this training to be interactive. If you have a pen right now, or if you have something that you can write on, or if you can just take these mental notes, like what are things that you created in your life? The things that are serving you and the things that aren't serving you. What beliefs are you really proud of? Maybe you have a belief that you're a really hard worker. And because you have this belief that you're a really hard worker, you're always, hitting your goals. You're always getting noticed. You're always getting congratulated for all your achievements. Or maybe you're someone that wants to do lives like this, but you're like, I'm not that person that can do Instagram lives. I can't talk on live stream. I can't talk on Instagram. So then those beliefs, you doubt yourself from stepping into your greatest good. What beliefs are you ready to demolish? And what beliefs do you want to build even stronger and stronger? Your life is based on your belief system. And it ties to the law of attraction, because your belief is just a thought that you think over and over and over again. So Sherry says she believes in others. Sherry, you guys should definitely connect with her. She is just such a light, and it was so awesome. We actually met like in the streets of LA. So that was definitely divine intervention that we were supposed to connect. Allie said, I believe in doing good without expecting to get noticed for it. Okay, so I want to challenge you, Allie. How come you believe that you can be doing all this greatness, but you don't want to get noticed of it because of it? Were you taught younger, like, you shouldn't brag about all the greatness that you've done or all the accomplishments that you've done. Because actually, by you not wanting to be noticed for it or to be more visible, you might be holding back from inspiring others. I know when I used to have that belief of like, oh, I don't want to share my knowledge, or I don't want to like, go on Instagram and talk about all this spiritual stuff. I was really holding back from enlightening other people. People are inspired by true stories, other people's stories. So all of the things that you're accomplishing is just going to serve as an example to other people that they could do it too. Emma believes that life is wonderful. I love that positive thinking. Okay, Allie's been learning to let go of expectations. So that's also a good thing, right? Like there is like this balance where we want to let go, we want to detach, but you want to be careful where letting go of expectations doesn't mean you're selling yourself short. Isabella says, I believe I deserve love and supportive friends always. Yes. And I bet you have so many great friends, such an awesome community, because you always believe that you deserve love and supportive friends. Now, who uses the law of attraction? Is the law of attraction only for people that are like woo-woo and just like talk about crystals? Is the law of attraction for people that don't practice any sort of religion? Can religious people do the law of attraction? So I want to answer those questions because I get a lot of questions all the time where it's like, I'm Christian, can I practice the law of attraction? Can I talk to God and not the universe? Your higher power, whether it's God, the universe, your angels, your higher self, that is your own divine connection. Anybody and everyone can practice the law of attraction. Honestly, everybody's already practicing the law of attraction. It's just whether you're conscious of it or not. I believe I deserve everything I want. Yes, keep bringing in all these positive affirmations. I want everybody to drop in all their positive affirmations and get this good energy up. Sherry said she's a Christian and I definitely believe in the law of attraction. So that is a pure example right there. And you know, the Christian faith teaches us a lot about the law of attraction because we think about, okay, pray to God for help, pray to the universe for help. And that's what I love about the Christian faith. And then we want to also take in that accountability too. I was raised Catholic, and the one thing I didn't like about Catholicism is sometimes it made me feel bad. Like if I didn't do something, then I would get punished. And that, you know, by believing that if I didn't do something like go to church and something bad would happen to me, and if something bad did happen to me, it wasn't because God didn't love me. It was because my belief was so strong in that those things started to happen. So if you start to get the gist of it, everything is just happening in your life because of your beliefs. And the hardest part could be changing your beliefs. So people that we see in the media that use the law of attraction, one is Jim Carrey. So if you look up YouTube, like Jim Carrey, law of attraction, he always talks about how he was broke, right? He wanted to be this famous like comedian and actor, and his dad was this funny guy, but he didn't believe that he could be a Hollywood star. His dad was like, I'm just going to be an accountant and provide for my family. Well, his dad got fired from his accounting job that he didn't even like. So Jim Carrey saw that and was like, if you can fail at something that you don't love doing, why not fail at something that you do love doing? And Jim Carrey would go and hustle, and he wrote a check to himself saying that he was going to get like $1 million or $10 million for his acting services rendered. And he made it at a certain date, and literally the day before that certain date, he said that dream came true. So that was the law of attraction in action. Other law of attraction stories was Oprah. Oprah she loved the book The Color Purple, and before she was famous, she was like, I really, really want to like star and do a movie of The Color Purple. Well, it just so happened that when people were making the movie The Color Purple, an acting director called her to star in it, and then she started to blow up. So these are real life examples of people, of very successful people, talking about the law of attraction and showing us that this works. When you set a goal and you believe in yourself and you have faith that the universe is going to deliver that to you, it really happens. So Caitlin said, I'm not into any religion or crystals, but I believe in LOA. So that's really powerful, right? Like, because the key thing is to believe in something. I think what's the saddest thing that I see is when people don't believe in anything and they feel like they don't have any control over their life, or when the going gets really tough, they don't have any source of faith to help them carry on through challenging times. Caitlin said, I'm not in touch with any psyche or anything at all. So Caitlin, okay, but you believe in the law of attraction. Well, that's still powerful, because for you probably believe in becoming your highest self, right? And as long as you operate from this place of love, that's what matters the most. So Allie said, it's okay to talk to people and find out. Is it okay to talk to people and find out their beliefs, desires, and then use the ones that... Yes, absolutely. So one big thing that I like to teach other people and teach my clients is to develop a spiritual practice that is unique to you. I still use techniques that, I learned from my Catholic upbringing. And then I love going to Christian churches sometimes, right? Because there's no like New Age church, or none that I know of. So I still like going to Christian churches and hearing about what they talk about. And there's a lot of examples of the law of attraction in the Bible. And then I love my crystals, and I love my sage, and I love, hearing messages from my spirit guides, from my oracle cards. So like, I don't know, like, I can't say I'm one religion. I just say I'm spiritual. And that's all that matters. When you find a spiritual practice where you can connect to your soul and you can practice that on a daily basis and raise your vibes, that's what matters the most. Sherry says, have faith and hope. Emma said, my parents raised her as an atheist and always said to us that we have the right to choose whatever we believe in life. I love that your parents were so open and encouraging for you to explore that. Now, we talked about the people that use the law of attraction. We talk about if it's worked. I want you guys to share some of your law of attraction stories in here. What are some of the things that you manifested? For me, one of the biggest things that I manifested was literally moving to San Diego. I had no idea how my dream was going to happen for as long as I can remember. I mean, I grew up my entire life in Maryland, right outside DC, and I remember just having wallpapers of palm trees. I would create vision boards of California. I really wanted to go for college, but realized it just was too much, so didn't go. And then it was really hard for me to get a job when you're applying all the way from the East Coast, trying to move to the West Coast, because I feel like everyone does that. And I had no idea how I was going to get here, but I had the faith, and I remember taking action. So part of it is when you create these goals and law of attraction goals, you can't just sit in your room and wish that it's going to happen. You have to mix that faith with action. So I started to take action, and I booked a one-way ticket, and I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? I booked a one-way ticket, and I remember that day I was freaking out, and I was driving. And when I was driving, thinking am I crazy for booking a one-way ticket without even having a job lined up? I look up, and in front of me, the license plate said Go West. So I knew my angels were talking to me, and I knew the universe was you need to go west, and you need to have faith. And I went there, and a week later, I went to job interviews. I got hired, and thing after thing, I manifested an apartment by the beach. I manifested great friends, and it was really scary to create a brand new life after college. I mean, how do you make friends when you're an adult, right? I was just having all these fears, all this anxiety, leaving my family, leaving my friends. But it really works. And 4 years later, I'm still here living my best life. So that is one of my favorite manifesting stories. Isabella said, if there is someone in your life who knows they care about you deep down but is creating conflict with you, do you believe that you can be being the good out you can bring the good out in them and rebuild our relationship, and it can work. So this sounds like this is a moment to develop your soul. And this is a moment to develop unconditional love for this person. Now, unconditional love doesn't mean being with that person. You have to really understand how much you're willing to, how much you're willing to put into it, and also really understand what your boundaries are and understand what your standards are. And sometimes when things are really hard and it's really hard to work it out and you feel this resistance, like if you're putting in the work and you feel like you're not going anywhere, sometimes it's the universe saying like you need to turn or reroute, right? Like when you put in hard work and you see little bits of success, then that's a sign that you are in alignment. But when you're putting in a lot of work and you feel like things are just stuck and things aren't moving, that might be a sign to let go. But deep down inside, I don't know everything about the situation. You really need to ask yourself, like, is it better for me and my health to stay with this guy or to move on? And if it means to either one, it's practicing loving this person unconditionally. Like, can you practice loving them without needing to change them or without having them to act a certain way with you? And that's one of the hardest things to practice. And I think relationships are really one of the biggest ways that the universe wants to develop your spiritual side and your soul. Emma said, working in the police, crazy, but I did. Wow, okay, what did you do? Were you a police officer? Sherry said, manifest a group of women that I had similar energy. Oh, that's beautiful. Like you found your soul tribe. Gita said, I believe in LOA, but it said that everything happens for a reason, and that's confusing for me because I don't know how much control I have over my life. What are your opinions on that? Okay, so everything does happen for a reason. So, but you do have control of your life. So when you're creating your dream life, what's fun is like you have a plan, right? Like there's either two ways you can live life. You can just sail, and you can imagine if you're like on the ship and you're just floating down the waves and there's no captain at the helm of the ship. So you're just going with life, and maybe you pass by a cool island. Oh shoot, like maybe you're gonna crash, who knows, but you're really just letting the waves take control. So that is when you're not having clear intentions of the life you're creating. You might end up somewhere really great. You might end up shipwrecked. That's because you don't have a certain plan. You're not controlling. You're not consciously creating with the universe. Now, if you're on the ship, you have a clear plan, you believe in the law of attraction, and you're going after your dreams, then you know where you're going. But if you have this feeling like, hey, we didn't plan on stopping by this island, but someone's telling me and I have this gut feeling to stop on this island instead of keep going, and you pull over to the island and later that night you realize there is a big storm happening, you have to trust that you might have detours along the way, but it's because the universe has its best interest in you. Either, it wants to protect you from being in more harm, or you still need to learn a little bit more things before you go on to the next step. So that's part of co-creating with the universe. You have a plan, but you have to trust that sometimes your plan and the exact details of how you think things are going to work out isn't exactly how the universe thinks it's going to work out. Me building my spiritual business, I know I want to build my spiritual business, and I knew I wanted to become a spiritual coach, but the journey that I went on was filled with so many surprises and so many delightful surprises. So you want to have that goal, but you want to be able to be flexible and adjust with it. So Isabella said, I recently just got into a huge fight with this guy, and my first thought was, this is my opportunity to build myself and get myself to a good place with myself, and then we will reunite, but I'm not sure if that's what I want. Okay, so that's another thing with law of attraction best practices. You want to get really crystal clear, because if you're not sure what you want your outcome to be, the universe won't be sure what to give you. So, this is up to you. Like, do you want to try it and give it another try? And if it doesn't work, you will learn what you're looking for in a man, and you will learn more things about yourself. And this is something that it's not about making the right or wrong answer. It's just about like, what path do you want your soul to go on? Because either way, you're going to end up where you need to be. But when you resist with the universe, what I truly believe is the universe will give you a sign of like, this is the path of least resistance, or this is the path that you can go if you want to. Because at the end of the day, we have free will. If you go the way that isn't the universe's way, you'll still end up where you need to be, but you're going to have a lot more challenges. It's going to be really rough. It's going to be really exhausting, but you're still going to learn a lot, and the universe is always going to have your back. Or you can do the other way and do the path of least resistance and trust your instinct and like follow the universe and the signs it's giving you, and it's not going to be as challenging as it would be if you were being stubborn. It's like your parents, right? When your parents like, don't do that, and you're like, no, I'm going to do it. Like, I wanted to play flag football when I was in college, and my mom was like, don't play flag football. That's not something you should do. You're going to get hurt. You're small. And I was like, no, I'm going to play flag football, whatever. And the first game, I like get hit and I tear my ACL. So I was really hard-headed. I should have listened to my mom, but I was like, whatever, I'm going to play, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of what will happen when you still have your choice and you still have free will, but you might learn the lessons a lot harder than you need to. Sherry said, I needed this. This is no... Oh, thank you so much. We still have to plan our live. So I know we're going to do that soon. My gut feeling, always trust your gut feeling, always. It's always right. Just being around positive energy is amazing. I've cleared it up. You've cleared it up for me. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so how do you get started, right? So we talked about the law of attraction. Does it work? Who does it? How to listen to your intuition, co-creating. Now, how do you get started? The number one thing to get started with the law of attraction starts with awareness. So this is something I teach in my law of attraction bootcamp. It's called my ABCD method. The first step is awareness. I believe and I feel inside of me that you can actually feel lighter when, yes, exactly. You have to trust that feeling when it just feels so effortless, right? It feels so easy. So number one is to have awareness, and it's just taking stock, take inventory of your life right now. Ask yourself, what were my most favorite memories in life? And ask the universe, I want more of that. What were the challenges that I had in my life? What did I learn from it? The universe won't give you a lesson that you've already passed. If you keep getting the same lessons over and over again, it's because you're not learning the lesson. So like before I met my boyfriend, I would always date guys that weren't good for me. And I would think of myself like, what's wrong with me? Like, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't learning the lesson. So you have to think about what are the things that you're experiencing that you don't like experiencing, and why do you think you keep experiencing them? How are you inviting them into your life? So it starts with awareness. Now, the second one is belief. When you realize what you're inviting in, what you like and what you don't like, you have to change the beliefs. In order to invite new things or to stop welcoming the bad things, it's all about changing that belief system. What's the belief that I need to change that will allow me to have more happiness, more love, more abundance, more wealth, more health? What are the beliefs I need to drop so I don't keep experiencing negativity? Now, once you reprogram those beliefs, that's when you start to create. You start to create with the universe. I want to set this goal. I want to set that goal, and I'm going to take action on it. So this is one thing that I really preach about. The law of attraction doesn't mean you just wish it and it happens. That's not fun. That is not fun if you lived a life where you just said, I want this to happen, and it came without any hard work, right? Like I always compare like a McDonald's meal versus a 5-star dinner. What's going to taste better? The 5-star dinner, obviously. But what took more work? The 5-star dinner. So the things that take more work are more delightful, are more delicious, are more satisfying. So anything that you want in your life, you can have. But the people that just think that if they put it out there, it's going to come to them with no action involved, then that's when it's not happening. So if you have a belief and you're like, why am I not manifesting this? Ask yourself one question. Is it a belief I need to change, or is it more action that I need to take? And then lastly, you have to detach from the outcome. You could be putting all the action and you could be putting all the hard work into creating this dream reality of yours, but you have to also detach on how that's going to come to you. Sometimes we think we need to do this action and take this way, but the universe will have a better way. So always surrender to God and the universe's higher plan of how it's going to happen, and have faith that when you have a desire in your heart, it's going to happen. It will happen. I wanted to be a spiritual coach and have my own spiritual business in 2015. And I always had this vision, but I didn't go to full time till 2019. And if I gave up on that dream, then I wouldn't be on here right now, like helping you guys. So you have to trust and know that part of that was because I still needed to put in the work. I had to work with my own coaches. I had to do my stuff. Zahara said, you should write a book. I love it. Oh, thank you so much. And thank you for saying that to me, because I'm actually in the process of it right now. And you are my little angel today, giving me a sign from the universe saying, hey, you should write your book. And this is another thing I want to point out. Like, if you're looking for a sign, it's not like a magical angel is going to appear in your room. Maybe that will happen, but usually the universe, God, and your angels work through other people. So just like Zahara was like, you should write a book, I feel like my angel planted a little message in your head to tell me to get on writing my book. And also, like I mentioned earlier, I saw a sign on a license plate. I see angel numbers all the time. Those are signs. This is also another rule. If 3 people say the same thing to you in a short period of time, that is a message that you need to hear. If 3 different people that don't even know each other told you the same thing, that is a message from your angels. Another message that you could hear is like, if you ask a question in your head, and then all of a sudden, like, you turn on the radio or you turn on your Spotify and like there's this lyric and it's almost like they answered your question through the lyric, that is a sign from the universe. Angel numbers every day. Woo woo. So let me know what question you guys have, because that is the training of the law of attraction. I will be having my group coaching program launching very soon. I'm opening the applications next week. Brittany, I'll definitely reach out to you, because I know that you mentioned that you were interested in learning more about it. If anybody else wants more information, it's going to be really exciting. I am taking everything I've talked to my private one-on-one clients and that I've learned from my spiritual teachers, and I'm putting it in this beautiful package, and it's going to be super, super high end, but because of what's going on, I really felt like I was going to give you such high value at such a great price. So I will be releasing more information about that soon, but in the meantime, I want to answer your questions. Like, does anybody want to hop on and do a live law of attraction coaching session? Just hit join my live, and I'll get you on my screen and we can work through any belief or something that you want to attract into your life, and I'll channel some messages for you and help you manifest those. So don't be shy. Anybody, you can hop on, ask those questions. Things that really stop people from manifesting is clarity. I will say that. So if you want to get clear on something, you're not sure which way to go, that's what can resist you from manifesting. Other things are past experiences. So letting go of any past experiences that are keeping you from manifesting something great. So for example, say you didn't get a job, and now you think that every time you're going to go into a job interview, they're not going to pick you. Don't let past experiences stop you from taking more action or change any belief about yourself that you're not good enough. Yeah, how do you get the clarity? Okay, Allie, give me an example of something that you aren't sure about or something that you want more clarity about, because there's a lot of different ways that we can go there. Sometimes clarity takes time. So in meditation, how do I start? Meditation is a really great way to get clarity. I have a funny story. Like, I remember, again, when I used to talk to, like, fuck boys, I remember there's like a guy and he was like not good for me, but I would go into my meditation and I was like, all right, universe, like, tell me what I should do. Like, should I keep giving this guy a chance? And I would go into meditation, and my meditation, like, the message that came was like, drop his ass. And I was like, no, I don't want to drop him. But like, that was the message that had to happen. So yes, you can go into meditation, and you can go into the meditation with an intention for your question, and trust the messages that come up. Other ways to get clarity, sometimes it's just by taking action. Sometimes it's like, I think I want to do this. I had this vision that I really wanted to work in this like startup company that's like downtown, and I just like had this dream of being this like boss babe, like working downtown in San Diego, like professional, whatever. And I got this high paying job. Like, I was on track to make 6 figures, and I absolutely hated it. And I was like, I literally manifested this job, but I don't like it. Sometimes we think we want something and we have to try it on, right? Like, you go and you shop and you try on different clothes, and you're like, I thought this would look good on me, but it doesn't. And all it is just being like, all right, thank you. I thought I wanted this, and now I'm moving on. So what meditations do you do? So I do some of my own meditations now, but before, when I didn't know how to meditate, I would go on YouTube and I would do guided meditations on YouTube. I have I'm starting to put some meditations out on my podcast. So if you go on my link in my bio, you can go to Cafe Confidence. And I have a meditation to visualize for your soulmate. And the most recent episode, I have like a positive mindset meditation. So you could always start there. Allie said, I have no idea what I want to do in the future, job-wise, or what I even want it to look like. Yes, trial and error, exactly. Start with what you do know you like, right? Like, be like, well, this sounds interesting. And through that experience, you are going to figure out and refine more and more what you really want. Can you manifest talent or work to become better? Absolutely. Yes. So think about what you really want to be great in. And Emma, for you, what I would do is I would like pick other people that you think are really great at it. Like people that you admire their skill set or their talent. And be like, I want to, have the opportunities that this person gets. I want to star in the films that this person gets. I want to have the drama or the comedy that actress or actor gets, and start thinking about the people in your environment that you really like, and imagine if you were just putting in like a magic potion of creating a new version of yourself, and you can start to embody those traits and become that better version of you. So this was so much fun, guys. I will be saving this and uploading this for a replay. How can I quit a bad habit for good? So it starts by making that affirmation that you're not that person. So I don't know what the habit is if you get a little bit more specific, I could help you. But for instance, like, say you want to be someone that like works out in the morning every day. You wouldn't say like, I want to stop sleeping in, right? Because that's just focusing on the negative. If you say I want to stop sleeping in, you're actually going to just keep sleeping in because you're focusing on the sleeping in. But if you're someone that's like, I want to stop sleeping in because I want to get up and like meditate in the morning, or I want to get up and work out in the morning, then you would say an affirmation like, I am someone who meditates every day in the morning. I am someone that works out every day in the morning. Bernie said, do you know for sure what your angels are trying to tell you through numbers? Okay, so me personally, when I see 111, that's always a sign that's saying like you are a powerful manifester. 111 is reminding you like your thoughts are very strong and magnetic. So it's almost like a conscious thought check. So when you see it, stop for a moment and think to yourself, like, what was I thinking in this moment? And just like imagine you like pause your thoughts in your brain and think to yourself, like, was I just thinking a negative thought or a good thought? Because your angels are trying to say, hey, like, you are a powerful manifester, so watch your thoughts. Okay, so vaping. So if you want to stop vaping, so think about like, why do you want to stop vaping? Is it because you want to breathe better? You want to feel better? You want to feel lighter? You want to take on those positive affirmations, and by reaffirming those things and seeing yourself as someone that has more energy, that feels lighter, that can breathe a lot clearer, whatever effects you want to get from not vaping, focus on that, because when you start embodying that, you're going to lose the attraction to vaping. I used to drink like crazy. I used to be this crazy party girl. I used to be this girl that like would work really hard and party really hard. But I didn't want to be this person that like spent my entire weekend recovering, because I'd rather work on building my business on the weekend. And this was when I was still working my full-time job. So when I was working my full-time job and then partying on the weekends, there was literally nowhere I could build my business. So instead of me focusing on like, I'm someone that doesn't drink, I kept saying like, I am an entrepreneur, I am a spiritual coach. And when I embodied that more and more, and when I was like, I love feeling healthy, I love feeling energized, I literally started to like be so turned off by the taste of alcohol, and I barely even drink now. Emma said, thank you so much, Shannon. Have a wonderful day. You light mine up. Oh, thank you so much. I love seeing you on my lives. Gita said, every time I start manifesting, I get a massive amount of positive signs, especially angel numbers. But okay, so I think you also have to reset that belief, like, oh my gosh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. But because you've had experiences of like, I get all these signs, but they're not coming, start to clear that doubt. Because your past experiences might be like, oh, I see this, but you know what? They never come, so they're not coming anymore. So maybe the dream was coming, but because you had that doubt, it went back away. So instead of being like, oh, they don't come, use this affirmation: my desires always come to me and manifest at the perfect time. That way you're not feeling pressured, or you're not pressuring the universe to deliver this manifestation to you at a specific time. When you see positive signs, especially angel numbers, you know that they're getting closer and closer and closer to you. So instead of thinking like, I don't know if it's going to come, think about, yay, it's coming. Like, that's a sign, that's a confirmation. Celebrate when you get those signs. Allie, thank you for your light and wisdom. Blush, thank you so much. And I know that you are going to overcome that habit, and you got this, because it starts today and it starts with a decision. So thanks so much for joining. I'm going to be doing a training on next Tuesday, and I can focus it a little bit more on meditation if you guys like, because it's going to be about building your daily spiritual practice. So I'll include more specific tips on meditation. Have a wonderful day, guys. Love you so much. Bye.